The Unconventional Wealth of 90-Year-Olds, Part 1, 90-Year-Olds, Reveal the Real Secret to a Rich Life. What if everything you've been taught about building wealth is wrong? Our culture is obsessed with more money, more assets, more numbers in a bank account. We're told that piling up riches is the ultimate measure of a successful life. But what if we're measuring the wrong thing? What if that relentless chase for financial wealth is making us miss out on the very things that make life feel truly abundant? So, we decided to ask the real experts. Not the Wall Street gurus or market analysts, but people who have actually lived for 9 decades. We asked nonagenarians a simple question. What makes a life wealthy? Their answers had nothing to do with their bank accounts. They spoke about something else entirely, something far more valuable. They described an unconventional kind of wealth, one measured not in dollars, but in moments, connections, and meaning. Their stories are about to change the way you think about your own life, your goals, and what it really means to be rich. From the time we're young, the script feels like it's already been written for us. Go to school, get a good job, climb the ladder, and save enough money so that one day, way off in the future, you can finally start living. It's a story we hear so often, we rarely stop to question it. Wealth has become just another word for net worth. Success is a number on a spreadsheet. And so we chase the promotions, the bigger houses, and the fancier cars, hoping that each new thing will bring us one step closer to being happy. But this frantic pursuit has a hidden cost. So many of us feel trapped on a treadmill, running faster and faster just to stay in the same place. We're so focused on getting rich that we forget about the more important goal of getting better, as people, as friends, as part of a community. We trade our time, our relationships, and even our health for the promise of a secure future, a security we're told comes only from a fat bank account. We see headlines about the financial fragility of older Americans, with studies showing that a shocking number of seniors have incomes too low to pay for their essential expenses, and it fuels our anxiety, pushing us to work even harder. This is the great wealth misconception, that it's a finish line you cross to find a treasure chest of happiness waiting. We burn through our healthiest, most energetic years grinding away, putting off joy for a tomorrow that isn't guaranteed. A Wall Street Journal series on retirees in their 80s and 90s found a startling pattern of regret. Many wished they had enjoyed life more when they were younger, taking more vacations and spending more time with family instead of obsessing over savings. They had the money, but they'd lost the time, and in some cases the health, to actually enjoy it. It's a trap. This idea that you have to accumulate first, then you can live. One retired physician who had saved diligently his entire life admitted that he'd internalized such a deep sense of guilt about spending money that he kept delaying his retirement. He barely spent a dime, even though he had more than enough. He realized too late that he had sacrificed his best years, not for security, but for a misplaced sense of financial duty. The people we interviewed, the ones who have lived to 90 and beyond, offer a powerful antidote to this thinking. They challenge us to flip the script entirely, to redefine wealth not as some far-off goal but as a present reality, available to all of us, right now. Their lives prove that while money is a useful tool, it makes for a terrible master. It can provide comfort, but it can't give you purpose. It can buy a house, but it can't build a home. The true assets, they teach us, are the ones you can't count. When we asked our 90-year-old interviewees about the richest parts of their lives, not one of them mentioned their financial portfolio. Instead, they talked about people. They told us stories about spouses, children, lifelong friends, and neighbors. Was their gold? Was their true fortune? Their greatest joys and deepest regrets had almost nothing to do with their careers and everything to do with the people they loved. As one man put it so beautifully when asked if he wished he'd accomplished more, he just shook his head and said, "No, I wished I loved more." For those who have seen nearly a century go by, the enduring value of human connection is crystal clear. Larry Silverstein, a 93-year-old billionaire, has seen more financial success than most people can even imagine. Yet, when you ask him what really matters, his answer is immediate. He dismisses his incredible accomplishments, the skyscrapers he owns, his net worth, as meaningless. So what's the most important thing in life? Your family, he says. That's where everything is. Nothing is more important in your life than your family. It's provided a dimension in life that's been spectacular. We heard this over and over. We spoke with Gordon, a 90-year-old veteran who, after 66 years of marriage, said choosing a life partner is the most serious choice a person will ever make. For him, his marriage wasn't just a relationship, it was a lifelong partnership built on a foundation of support and understanding, an achievement he valued far more than any career milestone. He told us about a time he was serving overseas while his wife was struggling back home. She wrote to him and encouraged him to fulfill his duty, even through her own hardship. That gift of unwavering support is something he's remained grateful for his entire life. And this wealth of connection isn't just about romance. It's woven into the fabric of a community, into the simple act of showing up for each other. One 90-year-old woman remembered how, in her younger days, people in her town really each other. They stopped to talk on the street. "You're missing the most important thing in life," she warned about our modern busyness, and that is to be part of the society, instead of just being a cog at a big, big wheel. She's right. Studies on the world's longest living people consistently find that having a tribe, a supportive social circle, is one of the most powerful predictors of health and longevity. A woman in her late 70s living on a modest income showed us what this looks like. After her husband passed away, her kitchen became the heart of the neighborhood. Every Sunday she made a simple pot of stew, and there was always enough for her kids, neighbors, and the local teens who would stop by. She explained it this way: "I may not have the money to give big gifts, but I have time. I have a place for people to gather. I have love to give. And love, sweetheart, just multiplies when you give it away." Her story is a profound lesson. Relationships are like gardens. They don't need a big budget, just presence, kindness, and time. When all is said and done, it's these connections that carry the most weight. Your job won't take care of you when you're sick, your friends will. All that truly matters in the end is that you loved. There's an old saying, "A healthy person has 1,000 wishes, but a sick person has only one." For the nonagenarians we spoke with, this wasn't just a saying. It was a fundamental truth. They understood that health and time are a form of currency more precious than any stock or bond, because once they're gone, you can't get them back. Many of them didn't regret financial mistakes. They regretted squandering their health or wasting their best years. One of the most common regrets among retirees is realizing too late that good health is something you have to invest in for decades, long before you stop working. And it's not about running marathons. For the world's most robust centenarians, health is simply part of daily life. They don't exercise. They live in ways that encourage constant natural movement. They garden. They walk to the store. They bake their own bread. It's a gentle, persistent activity that keeps them vital. The advice was always simple: just keep moving. This perspective changes health from a chore into the very thing that enables joy. It's what lets you enjoy everything else life has to offer. Financial advisors often hear the same sad story. People who saved every penny but now have health problems that stop them from traveling or pursuing the hobbies they'd planned for. They have all the financial wealth they need, but their health wealth is gone. One man with pancreatic cancer noted that even with good insurance, his savings were quickly eaten up by medical bills. A harsh reminder that a health crisis can wipe out even the best financial plan. And that brings us to the wealth of time. If you're in your 50s or 60s, you might be in a unique, sweet spot. You have some money, good health, and a bit of free time. Yet, so many people just keep their heads down, grinding away, always thinking they need a little more. Then they wake up one day and realize that the last 5 or 10 years, the prime window to enjoy that trifecta of money, health, and time, have vanished. The 90-year-olds see it differently. They see time not as an enemy but as a gift to be savored. Their advice is profound in its simplicity: don't rush through life. One woman, reflecting on her life, said, "Life is short, so make sure you spend it doing things you love." Another piece of wisdom was to reframe every disaster with a simple question: in 5 years, will this matter? This long-view perspective has a way of putting today's anxieties right where they belong. This appreciation for time also shows up as a commitment to lifelong learning. They advise us to constantly learn new things, to keep the mind sharp, seeing it as another way to build wealth. 93-year-old Larry Silverstein finds that his work keeps him engaged and connected to new ideas. For him, work isn't about the money anymore. It's a way to keep his mind active and his life interesting. Another man, James Hooper, switched careers at 38 to follow his heart, becoming a judge for 25 years. After retiring, he poured his energy into volunteering, driven by a childhood passion for books he'd gotten from a bookmobile. A wealthy life, they show us, is one that stays curious. It's about using the time you have to fill your mind, not just your pockets. Beyond connections and health, the final piece of this unconventional wealth is the richness that comes from purpose and experience. This is the wealth of a life fully lived. One defined not by the things you own, but by the things you've done, the person you've become, and the meaning you've created. Many of the most vibrant 90-year-olds we met had a clear reason to get out of bed in the morning. For some, like James Buddy Hooper, who was still running a business at 91, that purpose came from work they loved. He saw his time as a resource to be turned into value and contribution, not just money. When Larry Silverstein was asked for his secret to thriving at 93, he credited his work ethic. "Working is my life," he said. "I don't know what I'd do with myself if I retired." This isn't the toxic grind of hustle culture. It's a deep passion that provides structure, engagement, and fulfillment. For others, purpose was found, their formal careers ended. Louis Tagliaferro, after a corporate career, discovered a new sense of purpose in writing and hobbies. He regretted giving the best years of his mental clarity to his employer instead of claiming them for himself, a powerful lesson for anyone putting their passions on hold for one day. This idea came up again and again: don't wait. As one woman put it, be eccentric now, don't wait for old age to wear purple. It's a call to live authentically. Burn the good candles, use the nice sheets. Don't save anything for a special occasion because today the special occasion. This wealth of experience is also built on a foundation of courage. It's about taking risks and not being afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, one 90-year-old told us. We all do it and it's part of life. Learn from them and use them as a chance to grow. This spirit of saying yes to life, of embracing new challenges at any age, creates a portfolio of memories that pays dividends in joy and wisdom for the rest of your life. And this purpose isn't always about grand, world-changing acts. It's often found in small, consistent contributions. It's having a green thumb and finding joy in growing your own food. It's the quiet satisfaction of being useful, whether that's volunteering, mentoring, or just being a dependable friend. These small acts of purpose create meaning and provide a powerful buffer against the stresses of aging. Perhaps the most poignant part of this wealth is the legacy it leaves behind, not a legacy of money, but of impact. When we asked one man what he was most proud of, he didn't talk about his career. He talked about his 3 daughters, who are educated, caring, and productive members of society. That, he said, is worth more than all the money in the world. In the end, the stories we can tell, the love we have shared, and the difference we have made in the lives of others, are the assets that truly define a life of abundance. It's about being remembered not for what you had, but for who you were. As one woman put it, she doesn't care about being remembered in a grand way. She just hopes that the people she loves know that she loved them. That, in its simplest form, is the ultimate return on investment. So what is a wealthy life? After listening to the profound stories of people who have lived for nearly a century, the answer is breathtakingly clear. And it has almost nothing to do with money. True wealth is the shared laughter over a 66-year marriage. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing you have enough without needing more. It's the purpose that gets you out of bed in the morning, whether that's to run a business at 91 or to tend to a small garden. It's the richness of deep relationships that only multiply the more you give them away. It's the wisdom to know that in 5 years most of today's problems won't matter. It's the courage to learn to ski, to take risks, and to not be afraid of failure because that's how you learn to win. Wealth is found in the simple daily act of moving your body, not as a chore, but as a celebration of what it can still do. It's the humility to realize your accomplishments are meaningless next to your family. It's the perspective that comes from watching the seasons change for 90 years and learning to cherish the sunlight while it's here. These are not the lessons of hustle culture. They are the lessons of a long life, lived well. They invite us to stop chasing and start building, to stop accumulating and start appreciating. They give us permission to redefine success on our own terms, measured not by our net worth, but by the depth of our connections, the strength of our health, the richness of our experiences, and the purpose in our hearts. The greatest fortune, it turns out, is a life rich in what money can't buy. If these stories have moved you, and you want to hear more life-changing wisdom from those who have lived the longest, please consider subscribing to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore what it truly means to live an abundant life.